Hey, welcome back to another episode of Funnel Friday. Glad you're here. Today we're going to be going through MoviePass and all the things that could have been, all the things that they should have done, and some things that exist within funnels all around you that you may not be noticing, but you can deploy for your brand's growth and gain. So let's jump straight into MoviePass and their business model. The problem was, before they actually scaled, this was a viable experiment, let's call it. But now that they have 3 million people on the platform in their membership, it's very difficult to sustain, as they've seen and you've been able to watch happen firsthand if you're familiar with MoviePass. And if you're not, MoviePass is essentially Netflix, but going to the movies. It's a subscription membership-based service that you show up, you pay a monthly fee, and you see X amount of movies. As MoviePass got more people, they started to realize this isn't scalable at this model. So they got about 3 million members on their platform and then quickly realized this is not really possible. So what we're going to go through is what the funnel was then. So if you take a look at the funnel as we go through this now, what you're going to see is they start out MoviePass essentially by getting people into their funnel. And this is important because when you actually look at this funnel and what it could have been, it could have been a very good funnel. But all this really did was expose that the competition, all you have to do, all AMC and Cinemark, all these places have to do is take this roadmap that MoviePass basically showed them. MoviePass was a proof of concept for their competition. The overall problem when we talked about the experience versus efficiency consumer, a majority of these people, 80% of Americans, are not going to see movies more than 3 times a month. That's just not going to happen. But if you try to tailor a service that is meant to be efficient, that's exactly what MoviePass is about. If you actually think about what MoviePass is, it's for people who see a lot of movies. Now, the problem with that is you don't control things like the popcorn. You don't control things like the sodas, the snacks, all the extra expenditures where movie theaters actually make profit. And the big smoking gun is you don't even control the content. So if you're in MoviePass, you have to still have deals in place with these movie theaters to let your subscription actually work. So being a member for about 2 years, I can tell you plenty of times where I showed up to the movie theater and they wouldn't accept my MoviePass, even though MoviePass claimed that that was a MoviePass theater. So all of a sudden, if you start getting squeezed by your competition and you have no recourse, well then you're in a pretty bad situation, because that's exactly what's happening now. If you don't believe me, go on Twitter, type in MoviePass, look at any tweet they've had in the past year. You will see an enormous amount of, anytime they tweet, you'll see an enormous response of people saying, I can't see movies. Of course you can't see movies, because if the competition notices that there's a hole in their business, that there's a opportunity for someone to be making money off their theater that they're not actually collecting themselves, well, they're going to put a little bit of pressure on that and say, look, we already sold out our, we actually have a awards program at AMC that gives people priority choices and selections. When we do that, 30-40% of our seats are already gone. So then the general population makes a choice and we're sold out. So MoviePass subscribers and members are having trouble finding any kind of decent movie at a decent time, let alone a blockbuster at a good time, at a prime time. So the funnel would have made sense if they had some rights to these things that actually make movies profitable. But like I said, if we go back down here to this part of the funnel, what it actually is for people who see, because MoviePass is for the efficient watcher, if you see movies 4 to 6 times per month, you're not going to buy popcorn every single time you go to that theater. You're not going to be getting popcorn and sodas every single time, because you're not going for the experience. You're going for the escape. You're going because it's something to do. You're going because you want to be enthralled in the cinematic story. You're not going to chow down and have a good time. And I could say I specifically fall in that camp. I would see movies just because that's what I enjoy doing. I love that little 2-hour escape. And very specifically, I'm not going to want to, talk to other people. I'm not going to want to be snacking on things. I'm going to be wanting to pay attention. And so this is where you get these people who are going to the theaters, seeing the movie, and not buying these other things. We have the sodas and the popcorn. And all of a sudden, these theaters who are supporting the MoviePass membership and subscriptions, all of a sudden, this is not viable to them. They're not making money. They're actually losing money on MoviePass subscribers, which is why MoviePass started to run into some problems. So with that being said, let's just jump into what can AMC, what can Cinemark, what can the competition do of MoviePass? What can the competition do to really put the squeeze on them? Well, like we talked about before, if we're looking at this funnel, and here's blue, we're going to talk about AMC. Because you do actually own these things, so we're going to talk about popcorn, because this is your profit, and soda. All you have to do really, in this revenue model, all you have to do is provide some sort of bump offer. This bump offer should be placed around the extra things that are driving profit. So the popcorn and the soda. So if you become, and this is, they already actually do this part. So if you become a member, we're actually going to give you some free popcorn. So the bump offer is popcorn. We're going to give you popcorn free. Now, the trick here is when you get popcorn free, of course you're going to get a soda. You're not just going to be eating dry popcorn. So they already know that they're going to be incentivizing people to actually go out and buy the soda. So if you only get one free popcorn, well, and that's one free a month. If you're seeing, all of a sudden, if you're an AMC Rewards member and they're charging $24, you're probably going to go to the movie theaters more than once, maybe once a month, but twice a month. And if you are with your family or with a couple other people, you're going to be getting more than one popcorn. And you could limit that to, look, one popcorn a month. If there's only one popcorn a month, and they're seeing movies 2 to 3 times a month, or going with multiple people, there's going to be multiple sodas bought. So that's how they kind of work through, well, does this actually make sense in terms of our offer? Are we going to be making money? So that's how they work through that. And that's just, one free popcorn. You can buy plenty of other things at the movie, and many people do. So AMC can really be putting the squeeze on just beyond popcorn. All they need to do is keep incentivizing people to pay for other things that theaters has a right to that profit. MoviePass does not have a right to the profit of the food, of the drinks. And that's exactly why when you talk about the movie theater consumer looking for the experience, well, all of a sudden something that says, look, you can see as many movies as you want a month, those two things don't go hand in hand. It doesn't make sense to offer an efficiency model to someone who's looking for an experience, and vice versa. So this is where AMC can really put the squeeze on them. And they can also, what they also offer is they can have a bump offer that says you can see 3D movies. Because again, they can control this. MoviePass doesn't allow you to see 3D movies or, their 4D experience or whatever any movie theater has branded as their own technology. MoviePass cannot come in and say, look, we're going to let you see that technology, because it varies theater to theater. But if you're at a theater, you can make that offer. If AMC offers, because they have the same technology across the country in their movie theaters, they can offer all different kinds of experiences and say their AMC Stubs membership can see these types of movies. But MoviePass, because they're their own membership, they're their own company, and they're offering at dozens of theater chains, they can't control for that technology. So that's a big miss that they can't do anything about. If you couple that with the whole aspect of their competition has the capability to incentivize and higher profit driving activities, all of a sudden that's something you can't really compete with. Alright, that's it for Funnel Friday today. Thanks for checking out the content. We will see you next Friday, where we will be talking about Amazon. It's going to be a good one. You will not want to miss it. We're actually writing some pretty deep content about MoviePass, so there's going to be even more additional insight and some analysis in there. So check out for that piece of written content. And we will see you next Friday for Funnel Friday, but be sure to check out Mailbag Monday and Whiteboard Wednesday. Subscribe on the DeepBridgeConsulting.com watch page, and you can get updates for all of those video series. And at least for the time being, we've got it so that there's no paywall or content restrictions. That will definitely soon change, but until then, keep checking it out. You got a bargain, and we will see you soon.